Since Reagan was about a few months old, we noticed her on vacation start to break out with eczema rash. And so we talked to our pediatrician and was told it was normal, go away, and it just progressively got worse. And we were just given, topical ointments, steroids, and it just wasn't working. Her hands would get so bad that I would have to wrap them in wet wraps at night and pretty much tape them to keep her from clawing at them. The rash would get so bad she'd bleed. I ran into Lori at a baby shower and I was like, do you by any chance do 2 to 3 year olds? And she goes, and I showed her Reagan's skin and she's like, all right, bring her in and we'll see what we can do. And so we did the blood work and the stool test, and she found a plethora of things. And we started Reagan on a pretty restrictive diet, gluten, dairy, eggs, just about anything a typical 2 or 3 year old loves. And we noticed her eyes start to clear up. They weren't as puffy anymore. And we noticed her speaking more and a little bit more clearly, and her energy starting to pick up. And then once we cut out a lot of the foods, most of her eczema cleared up except for a few spots. And so that's when Lori had the idea of because she had high histamine markers before in some of her tests. She goes, let's try a DAO enzyme for the histamine. And by the time we went back and saw Lori after Christmas break, she was pretty much all cleared up. She was talking nonstop, like your typical crazy little 5-year-olds do. Her food list went from almost eating nothing to about 4 that she really can't have, and then a few to rotate. And she has the most energy. She's probably more competitive than anybody else in the family. She has more eagerness to learn now. So without Lori and the staff at TNT, I don't think we would have ever even came to the realization of the gut issues she had, and then coming to the realization of how bad the histamine intolerance was. And I think that was a game changer. And she'd probably still be wearing pants this summer, afraid of everything, not getting to live the normal life of a 5-year-old.